Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. We are here.
Oh my gosh.
Star Tours announces the arrival of the Indoor Express. Indoor Express.
Hey guys.
Yo.
This is probably one of my favorite videos we're going to film ever
Oh,
because we're talking all things Disney.
Yeah.
And Disney is very near and dear to my heart.
We've been to Disney twice in the past year. Disneyland Paris and Disney World in Florida. In 3 weeks, we're gonna be at Disney World.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. Which is a dream for me.
We spent a lot of time on the computer,
Yeah.
online, on forums, websites, whatever, watching videos, reading articles, learning about how to make the most of our trips. And so these are just a few of our tips, tricks, insights that we think will be super helpful if you're planning a Disney trip or thinking about maybe planning a Disney trip. So keep watching.
Definitely. So happy right now. So you might be wondering, when should I go to Disney? That's the big question.
Yeah, it is. And Undercover Tourist, this really cool website, they have this figured out. They have a calendar. It's called their crowd calendar. They have one for Orlando and one for LA, so Disneyland and Disney World. And you can just kind of get the feel for how many people they expect to be in the parks, in the area on those days.
Yeah, how busy or how crowded it will be.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to make or break your trip, but if you're flexible when it comes to dates, I would
Yeah.
look at that first. And also keep in mind, holidays are going to be your busiest.
Yeah, definitely.
If kids are out of school, there's going to be a lot of people at Disney.
Which is hard for a teacher.
Yeah, Lex is a teacher. Right now, Disney's on this like price model where it's date-based. So when there's higher demand, it costs more. So like Christmas, it's going to be really expensive. And during other like peak times, summer, it's going to be really expensive. So the crowd levels are going to affect like your weight, your experience, and also how much you pay.
Yeah,
But
which
usually-
are big things to make or break a trip.
But also we've heard going to Disney at Christmas is like magical. So, you know, maybe
Yeah.
you just want to like take the hit and see Disney at Christmas. I don't know.
Or just go like multiple times a year. Just kidding. Where should you buy your tickets?
It's a good question. A lot of people just go straight through Disney, but there are some cheaper options out there. For Disney World, we got ours through AAA. If you have a AAA membership,
Yeah.
you can save, I think we saved about like 20 to 30 bucks a ticket. So that was big. I mean, that's like,
significant. I
yeah.
mean, $40.
Money is money.
I can get you a nice meal
So
somewhere.
AAA, keep that in mind. Also, we hear people like Sam's, Costco. I hear sometimes they can have deals.
Ooh. Okay. Also, we did not do this, but I've also heard
Go
of
on.
people getting gift cards.
I was gonna say that.
Oh, okay.
No, that's good. Keep going.
So people throughout the year, they'll stock up on Disney gift cards.
And you can usually get them at like I think it's like a 1 to 3% discount. You're not saving a ton of money,
But still.
if you're spending like hundreds of dollars,
That's going to save you
money,
something.
that adds up. Also, for Disneyland Paris, we got our tickets through this slightly questionable site called Klook, and we were really on the fence about whether we were actually going to get our tickets, but
We
like,
did.
a few days after buying, we got our tickets, and we saved $30 a ticket.
Which is $60.
Yeah.
So
Also, Undercover Tourists, again, they also sometimes have some deals. So just check a bunch of places. Don't
do your
just
research.
Don't
Do
just
your
go to
research.
Disney and just immediately buy the ticket. I mean, you know, you can.
I mean,
but-
if you have the money and you are not worried about it,
yeah,
you
yeah.
do you.
And also remember, you buy your ticket, which is just the first half of the equation, then you also have to reserve a date. Disney is still operating on capacity limitations. So, like the day we were at Disneyland Paris, they were fully sold out. So, they had signs up that were like, hey, if you don't have a park reservation, you can't come in. So, not only do you have to have a ticket, but you
Yikes.
have to register your ticket to the specific
And
day.
there is no grace given
There's zero
in
grace.
Disneyland Paris. Let me just tell you. So,
If you ain't got a
Figure your life
reservation,
out.
you ain't going in. After you buy your tickets and get your park reservation, connect them with the My Disney Experience app.
definitely.
And that app just has legitimately everything you could possibly need.
Future Alexa here. Count how many times we say the My Disney.
So it's just a good place to go to see events, food, attractions,
The map,
everything in
wait
between.
times, all of that. Where should you stay?
It's a great question. A lot of people, there's this big debate, like, do we stay on property or off property?
Yep.
Well, on property's hella expensive. But there are some perks. So there's these things called extra magic hours or like extended park hours. So like in Paris, right now they have like an extra hour in the morning that you can come in the parks if you stay at the park.
Yeah.
Lines get really long throughout the day. So that's really cool to have an extra hour in the morning. Is it worth paying like $200 extra a night? Probably not. So, you know,
Not to us.
just something to think about. But when it comes to Disney World, right now they only have a 30-minute extra window in the morning, and some evenings have an extended time period where you can stay in the park. So just do your research on that, because that changes seasonally. Like at Disneyland in California right now, they don't have anything special if you stay in the park. So why would you stay in the park? Because it's magical? Maybe.
The
but
experience, if you can afford it.
yeah. We balling on a budget. So
Again, yes.
we are big fans of Airbnb.
We are 24 years old, just married, just bought a house. There's no way we couldn't do that. But
So we stayed in Airbnbs and had great experiences. I mean, like, you get what you pay for.
I mean,
Like, we shared a bathroom with some different people, but
it was fine.
it works.
Yeah.
I would much rather, like, go on more trips and sleep in places that are decent than go on fewer trips and sleep in places that are, like, luxurious. So
Our place in Florida was not bad.
it
at
wasn't.
all.
It wasn't.
Like, it was an Avatar themed
But
room.
the downside is, like, we drove, so we had a car. But if you didn't drive, you'd have to also factor in, like, Uber, Lyft expenses.
That's true.
But I still think if you find a place close enough and you factor in Uber and Lyft, you're still going to be saving money compared to the park.
Should I do a park hopper? Yes, you should. Well, it depends.
If
It
you
depends.
have... So I think if you only have, like, a short window of time and you want to see a lot, it's probably a good idea.
And it also, kids affect that decision too.
Yeah. But if you're there for, like, a week and you're good with taking it slow, I don't think you need it.
We really enjoyed going from park to park, especially with the fireworks shows.
Yeah.
And Epcot, if you're at Florida, going to Epcot at night for dinner or drinks or whatever, I think that is
Yeah.
really cool.
And that was a perk of having the car, too, because it made it super easy. I mean, Disneyland, you can walk between parks, so that's just easy. So, yeah. get a more than one ticket or more than one park entry for Disneyland because, well, it's just you're right there. It just makes sense. But in Florida, it is a little harder, but we had a car, so that was like, it worked. But also, all the transportation's free.
Exactly.
So, like, you have bus system, monorail, even a ferry boat.
Which was cool.
It was
But
cool.
hot.
But it also took a long time. Whereas when we were in the car, like, you're going. Except for Magic Kingdom, you have to park and then take like a monorail from the parking area to the park. But at Hollywood Studios and Epcot and Animal Kingdom, the parking lot is right beside the park.
Yeah.
So it's like park, walk in, you're at the park, leave, go to another park. Super easy.
What should we do once we're in the park?
Have a plan.
That's a biggie.
Disney is like filled with other humans. And so like
It's completely full.
it's just crowded. At least in every time that we've been, everything we've read, like you're dealing with a lot of crowds, a lot of lines, a lot of waits. Maybe you just want to go and just roam around and enjoy it, but you're probably not going to get to do as much that way.
Yeah.
So don't stress yourself out, but
Especially if you have children.
yeah, but
Do what you can.
But if you want to hit the big rides, like the top attractions at any park, we would recommend like hitting them either in the morning or at night.
Yeah.
Like-
And when we say in the morning, like right when
Yeah.
they open.
You'll hear this term like rope drop. All that means is that's when cast members like remove the ropes and the entrances to the different lands or the different parks, and you can actually go into the rides. And so we say like at opening, have a rope drop strategy. Like get there 30 minutes to an hour or more before the park opens. Be there so when that rope drops, it's like boom, we're going to this ride and this ride.
And definitely go to the most popular rides first.
Yeah.
If you're doing
But
that.
also some people say that everyone flocks to the most popular ride in the park. Like in Animal Kingdom, apparently everyone flocks to like Avatar Flight of Passage. So maybe you go to like the second most popular ride, but then have the understanding that later in the day, you're going to either have to use like a Genie Plus or a Lightning Lane, you know, think about those other strategies of ways you can still get to that ride. But the thing is, when it comes to Genie Plus and Lightning Lane, we've only done it once because it's like also really expensive. Disney loves taking your money, and this is just another way for them to take your money.
Not. They used to have like a fast pass that was free.
Yeah.
But as with everything is right now, everyone's looking for your money, okay? So just deal with it, okay?
During the day, keep the app open.
Okay?
With the map, it has wait times that are updated constantly.
Yeah, and they're very accurate.
Yeah, you don't have to have like a set itinerary of we're going to go to this ride, but at least have an understanding of what's the most popular, what's going to have the longest waits, and what you probably want to hit at those lower times or either pay for.
And another big thing, which we were talking about at Disneyland, was even when you are at a long queue or whatever, or a long line, it's enjoyable because you're not standing in one straight line. You're walking through like these mazes, and there's a bunch of like characters talking. I mean, not real, but you know,
it's decorated.
There's speakers. There's
you know, it's an experience. But still, you don't go to Disney to spend all your time in lines. Yeah. So when it comes to closing, at the end of the day, the attractions don't close when the park does. It's just the entrance to the lines close. So, like when we were at Animal Kingdom for Avatar Flight of Passage, we managed to we got in the line at 7:59, I think, and the park closed at 8. Yeah. And we only had to wait 40 minutes. Yeah. Whereas a few hours earlier, the wait was like 2 to 3 hours for the one ride.
Which is ridiculous.
So just remember, like, if there are some really popular rides that you want to try to hit, or maybe there's just one that you want to hit at the end of the day, maybe save it until the very end of the day. Or also, a lot of people say that around dinner time, lines can kind of
dwindle.
That's a good one.
Should you use Genie Plus? We're still a little iffy on that.
It's kind of lame because it's just another way for Disney to get your money. But
like everything else in the world is.
We only used it once because for a ride that we really wanted to ride.
And we didn't want to pay, or we didn't want to wait for forever.
The wait was like 2 hours or something. So it was like, hey, we should do this. But otherwise, I would rather you save your money, spend it on like, try to get to the popular rides either really early or really late. And then maybe if there's like 1 or 2 rides in the middle of the day that have really long waits, maybe that's the time to do it. But also, it's important to keep in mind that for the most popular rides, even the like Genie Plus queues fill up really quickly. So,
I didn't know there was a queue for Genie Plus.
Where it's like once it opens up, there's only so many slots throughout the day. So, maybe say you're going to Hollywood Studios, like Rise of the Resistance. Just do it.
You have to do it.
Like, just pay the extra money. Apart from that, like, I wouldn't do more than like 1 or 2 rides in each park. Unless you're just loaded and you have the money to just fork out $50+ a day in addition to your ticket to ride rides that are included in your ticket.
We love Disney. We really do. It's just annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
So how do you know when stuff is going on in the park?
Check the My Disney Experience app. It has everything. On the day when you're there, you can see like events, parades, shows, also attraction wait times, foods, like everything you need is there. But if you're planning like, a year plus in advance, you might not be able to see that. But just as it gets closer and closer, just keep checking the app. And because the parades, like, that's really cool.
Yeah, whenever we went to Disney World in September, they weren't doing parades. Boo.
But the fireworks shows also, like, totally at least catch one of those in each park.
Yeah.
If you
Why
can.
not?
Yeah. And another tip about rides, if you have more than one day in a park and you want to see, like, say you see the fireworks on your first day and then you're like content with not seeing the fireworks the second night, then use that time to get in a line for a ride while everyone else is waiting on the fireworks.
Exactly.
But if you only have like 2 to 3 days total, you might not have that luxury. But if you have more time, that's something to keep in mind.
So how should I get around when I'm there?
That's a great question. Included in your ticket is all of a monorail, bus, and ferry transportation that connects all the parks, all the resorts.
This is at Disney World.
Yeah. At Disneyland Paris, you can just walk. It's a 2-minute walk.
Like a 2 or 3 minute walk.
Also, at the other Disneyland, you walk. But at Disney World, all that transit is included in your ticket. But the downside is there can be lines. And we have seen horror stories of very freaking long lines, even for people that stay on property. So we drove. We drove there, so we had the car. It was easy.
Yeah.
Easy to get around. You pay $25, gets you into all 4 parks per day.
Yeah.
But it kind of adds up. You know, you're talking 4 days. That's $100 just to park your car. So, you know, think about it.
Disney wants your money.
Yeah. Also,
But it's worth it.
you could consider like parking in a Walmart parking lot and then getting an Uber to the park. But like
It's a lot of work.
when it comes to like strategically thinking, I don't know how much money you would actually save there. But
Yeah.
we might be talking like $10, and by that point, it's like maybe I should just actually drive and pay for the $25.
Time is money, you know?
It is. But the cool thing is, $25 gets you in all 4 parks, and you can easily get between the parks. So it's super convenient.
Yeah.
We have no regrets. Like we legit park hopped the heck out of the park hopper. Like,
Yeah, we did.
we'd be like, oh, let's go over there for dinner, and then come back, and then and it's just like, 15,
was
20
great.
minutes, back. Like,
I'm very-
super easy.
Very glad we did it the way we did.
Yeah.
What should you do about food? I don't know why I'm clapping every single time.
What should
Okay,
you...
I'm gonna do it without clapping. What should I do about food?
Take food, for one. Snacks.
Definitely. Snacking is necessary.
Snacking is a necessity.
Yes.
Take lots of snacks. Hit
Granola
up-
bars, cuties,
Also water.
trail mix.
I recommend just
Definitely
taking
water.
a plastic water bottle, and a lot of the restaurants and like snack bars will let you fill it up for free. So that way you're not having to pay like $7 for a bottle. I don't know how much it is, but it's expensive. Like a lot of money for a bottle of water.
Unless you're at Disneyland Paris, and they don't really have that.
Yeah, at Disneyland Paris, we just straight up bought water, and we were so dehydrated because
Oh my
it cost
gosh.
like €5 for a small bottle. And also the snack scene there was like a 1.5 out of 10. Like they had like chips, and then what else did they have? It was
I
like
don't know.
it was like not good stuff. So we wish we had have taken more snacks.
Definitely.
If you're trying to ball on a budget, food at Disney can get a little pricey. So take some snacks, take some water.
You know, like, we don't have kids, but also
Oh, we don't?
my
Okay.
my cousins go to Disney World pretty frequently, and they take peanut butter and jelly sandwiches
Yeah.
and subs.
I've heard of a lot of people taking like both meals, which is kind of crazy. Like you can take a cooler in. I'm not trying to go to all that effort. We took a backpack and had some like, we had a lot of snacks, but we didn't have like meal foods, which was okay.
When you're in the park, definitely at Disney World, there's some good food options. Also in the app, you can look at the queues for food. So if you want to order your food ahead of time, you
Yeah.
can.
And this is for like, I think it's called counter service or like
walk
up restaurants. You can go ahead and order the food, and then once you're there, you just check in. They make
And
it.
it gives you like a time frame, like
Yeah.
30-minute to an hour time frame. So it's perfect if you want to order it while you're at a ride or waiting in line.
Yeah, and then you just roll up to the restaurant, your food gets made, and you don't have to wait in sometimes the like horrendously long lines.
No.
So that's a really
pretty
good
cool.
reminder. And also just keep in mind, like the busiest times to get food are obviously going to be like lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
So, if you're willing to like eat some food at like 10:30 and then maybe 2 or 3
Yeah.
and then like 7 or 8 or 9 or
Yeah.
just kind of eat a little different schedule, that can save you some time. But when it comes to dining reservations, these are very important, and these you can book in the My Disney Experience app or online in your little Disney portal. But you have to do it 60 days in advance. Not 59, not 61, but 60. Yeah, 60 days. So 2 months in advance, you can book these. So if you're like trying to plan a year in advance, I'm sorry, but you have to wait. Or if you're like last minute planning, sorry, but you might not have all the options that you want to have. When you're booking these like 2 months out, have an idea, a plan of what you want to book.
Yeah. So obviously we've said this like multiple times, do your research.
Yeah.
Before
Have like
doing this.
I'd love to eat here and here, but if that doesn't work out, we can eat here, these other options.
Yeah. Plan A, plan B, and plan C.
It's like, the second the clock hits the time that it's open to book, like everyone all the grandparents in the United States like have this party and they all book their dining reservation. It's just like the system just like freaks out. So we've seen like so many people like don't book it fast enough, which we kind of had that experience once and we lost a reservation. So just
But also people cancel their reservations.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times everyone's like this, but people will book multiple reservations for the same time just in case they don't get it.
Yeah.
And so
that's actually
later,
That's actually a great point. You can book there were multiple meal times that I booked more than one restaurant. So I would book I didn't know if Alexa was going to want, I don't know, Beauty and the Beast food or Cinderella. This is a bad example. But and so I booked one at 4 and one at 6 with the understanding that the day before I was going to cancel it. But you have to cancel the day before or else you get charged a little fee. So just keep that in mind. But also on the flip side of that, if you don't get the dining reservations that you want, keep checking in the week before, the week before, the week after, no, not the week after, in the week before, also the days while you're there.
Yeah.
We've even booked a reservation while we're in the park that day.
And that was the Beauty and the Beast.
I can't remember. Yeah, I think we
one
did
of the
tweak
nicer
something.
reservations that we really wanted, we got, after.
And the downside is they are pretty strict when it comes to reservations. So unless you get a cast member that just really likes you and has a big heart, I'm pretty confident they're not going to let you in without a reservation.
Yeah, no, they're not.
We tried once in Paris. And you just have to awkwardly go up and just be like, please, is there any
And I
way?
don't like doing that, but Joshua, he will prod and pry, and he'll be like, so you mean to tell me there's no way that we can get in? And I'm like,
Lex is over here dying. And also there's a line behind me. I'm sweating. I may not look like it, but I'm sweating. Occasionally we've had success with that strategy, but Disneyland Paris, it was a no-go. So, also Disney World, everywhere we went was super strict about the reservations. So have dining reservations or just accept the fact that you're going to eat at some table serve counter. I can't think of the name, but some walk-up restaurants.
Yeah.
And even
which aren't bad.
Yeah.
They're not bad.
There's one in Animal Kingdom that we really liked. It was cafeteria type thing, but we went up and got a rice bowl.
Woody's Lunchbox had great grilled cheese.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, and mac and cheese.
It did. We ate Woody's Lunchbox grilled cheese and soup at 11 a.m.
No, it was I'm pretty sure it was 3 p.m. at the hottest it was during the day.
Really? I think it was before lunch.
Maybe it was. I don't know. But
It was
was
hot.
very, very hot, and we were eating hot soup outside.
And
But it
a
was
hot
so
grilled
good.
cheese.
It was still good. It was fine.
Wonderful.
So what should I pack?
Comfortable clothes.
Yeah, don't be trying to look all cute. It's just, your hair is going to be frizzy from the humidity, at least in Florida.
Yeah, mine was so
You're going to be
frizzy.
sweating if you're going in the summer, and you're going to be walking everywhere. So bring comfortable shoes, comfortable pants, shirts.
Yeah. Bring sunscreen if you're about that life. We were pretty
Bring
sunburned.
sunscreen, even if you're not about
My
that life.
neck
Save your skin.
was really burnt. I had a real red neck, so
And it's funny that he's saying this because he never wears sunscreen.
I do selectively.
You don't. So bring
Okay.
sunscreen and bring comfortable
Pack
clothes.
comfortable shoes. Pack comfortable. Bring comfortable shoes. I think shoes are the most important. Also, layers.
Yeah.
Maybe have a light jacket. Every time we went inside somewhere, I was cold.
Yeah, bring
Because
bring
the
a light
AC was
jacket.
way up, and then outside you're sweating your tail off. So just keep that in mind.
Another thing, it just hit me. If it rains, it might flood. And I did not have an extra pair of socks, so my feet were wet. And it was awful. So bring extra socks, an extra shirt, extra underwear.
Yeah, I do think the feet getting wet is kind of
That's a miserable experience.
that's where you go from this is okay to I'm ready to go home.
Yeah, no one should have to go.
So we walked around for a few hours with each step,
That's so bad. That's so crazy.
Also, bring ponchos.
Yeah.
I think Alexa disagrees with me on this one. We got some cheap ponchos. which honestly, they were so like stuffy that it was this thick plastic and it made us sweat more, which made me feel more wet than just actually getting rained on.
Yeah,
so in the end, we just got rained on, but...
So maybe like if you already have like nicer ponchos, bring those.
Or maybe a rain jacket. Bring a rain jacket.
Yeah, a rain jacket also helps.
Yeah, but legitimately, Florida is known for just downpours.
Oh, yeah.
If you're in Disneyland in California, probably you don't have to worry about this. In Paris, thankfully we have beautiful weather, but Florida is known for like, especially in the summer months, random downpours, and it'll pour for a few minutes, an hour, and then like be beautiful again. So be ready.
Just be prepared for that.
Also, portable chargers, definitely recommend.
Yeah.
Because if you're like us, like we relied so much on the Disney app for food, for wait times, for like everything we were doing. Even you can put your ticket on there. So like everything was on that app. So definitely bring a charger, have a backup plan, because if your phone dies, well, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. Future Alexa here. Count how many times we say the My Disney in this video. Now I'm actually very curious. When should I do my shopping?
I think souvenirs are stupid. We didn't buy.
Very aggressive.
We didn't buy any souvenirs.
No, we didn't. I kind of wish I would have.
Yeah, I wish we had a $100 Mickey Mouse sitting around somewhere.
No.
I'm joking.
No.
Souvenirs are wonderful. If you want to waste your money on little knickknacks that you'll throw away in a few years, that's totally cool too. But when it comes to shopping, please. Okay, well, there's two things. At Magic Kingdom, you can get in the park early. So like the park, or like Main Street USA, like the front part of the park, opens way before the actual park does. I think it's an hour. It might even be more.
Yeah.
But you can go in and do your shopping then.
Yeah.
Then get at the ropes for rope drop to go run and do your rides and trample other people. When it comes to... Also, in the evening, that area is open for an hour after park close.
So just do it before park opens or after park opens.
Please don't waste time of your perfectly good Disney day in souvenir
Unless
stores.
you just need a break.
Or unless you're one of those people that like, maybe you're one of those that like sells these things on eBay and makes lots of money. Like, you know, you do you. But if you're just the average traveler, I would say like save it for like the early morning or the very end of the day.
So by the time you're watching this, we should have 2 Disney vlogs up. We have some good tips in there too about the best rides, the best food.
But if you follow all these tips and tricks, you're going to have the best trip of your life.
Yeah, nothing's going to go wrong.
Nothing. It probably won't rain either.
No.
So just...
Everything's just going to be fine and dandy. That was perfect.
Enjoy. Disney is really expensive, and I was kind of cynical about it at first, but in the end, it is really fun. Be optimistic like I was.
No, Disney is very fun. Like, it's completely worth the money, I think.
I think it brought out the little child in Alexa, and me too. Makes you feel like a little kid, especially at our age. Like
it does.
Don't
wait to have kids to go to Disney. I'm serious. It's, I think, probably better whenever you don't have, I mean, obviously it's better when you don't have kids, but, you know.
Isn't everything better when you don't have kids? I'm joking. We're going to... Hopefully, I hope you. Okay, I'm probably not used to this.
Lord willing, we'll have kids.
We're not putting this in the video. Or maybe we will. That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Congratulations.
Thanks for watching. Watch our Disney vlogs. Thank you so much for watching our tips and tricks. Toodles.
Aw, that's actually good.
Toodles?
Mickey Mouse says that.
Does he? There's a snake in my boot. Buster. It's Donald Duck.
Very good impression. We cannot end this video. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you followed these tips.
Thank you for watching Disney Channel. That's what it said. Bum bum ba bum. Thank you guys about Disney.
So I hope they help you out. What?
I'm either too serious or too laughy. I don't know. I'll be like,
thank you. I sounded like, thank you to, you know what I'm talking about?
Ciao.
No, I think we need to do one more thing. Like have one last sentence.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Toodles.